And now we have Warren's unboxing of the Galaxy Watch 4.
Hi, this is Warren and I am unboxing the Galaxy Watch 4. This is just a regular Galaxy 4 and it's not the LTE version. I just got the box and I didn't realize this thing has been sitting down there on my desk for the past few days. So the box is a very long thing, like a box of like a tube of toothpaste or something like that, but maybe almost like double the size of a toothpaste tube depending on how big it is. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do is to make sure is to check and see if this thing is accessible from the get-go or not. This, I believe, is the 42 millimeter one, and it has like a silicone band. Definitely I'll have to change that band. And really nice, feels actually really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my two fingers down on the face of the watch to enable accessibility. I'll put my fingers down and hold it.
Continue touching the screen until you hear a beep to enable accessibility mode.
And I'm holding.
Talkback on. Welcome to Talkback. Get spoken feedback so you can use your watch without looking at the screen. SOS.
So there it is, and I will now continue.
Swipe right or left to move between items. Double tap to activate an item.
So I'm just swiping through.
Drag two fingers to scroll. Finish button.
I'll tap on finish.
Double tap. Setup. Welcome. Double tap to go to the next screen.
And I'll double tap.
To double tap to go to the next screen. Galaxy Watch 40 meters RZ. Link. Get started in the Galaxy wearable app on your phone.
And now I'm going to navigate to where the Galaxy wearable is on my phone.
Device unlocked.
Open Galaxy wearable.
Galaxy wearable. Galaxy wearable button. Connect your Galaxy Watch, band, or buds.
All right, so I'm going to find the start near the bottom.
Start. Scanning for devices to add.
And it's looking for the watch.
Showing item 1 of 1.
Let's see if it finds it.
Galaxy Watch 4, 0 MRZ.
So we tap here.
Showing items 1 to 2 of 2. Pair with Galaxy Watch 4,
You
0
hear it
MRZ.
vibrating.
0 0 not checked. Allow access to your contacts. Check.
Hello.
Cancel. Pair.
Pair.
Galaxy wearable. Pick your device. 0. Galaxy Watch 4 plugin. Sign in for more features.
Waiting for completing check in 3 period. Setup.
There we go.
Check your phone to complete setup.
Get these features when you sign into your Samsung account and connect a supported Galaxy Watch. Samsung Health. Backup and restore. Bixby. Find my watch. Skip button.
I'm going to skip for now because I don't...
For your review. To continue, agree to the sending of diagnostic data. Not checked.
Okay,
Sending of diagnostic data. Optional. Checked. Checkbox. Not checked.
I'm not going to send that right now.
Details. Agree button. Companion device manager. Allow Galaxy Watch 4 plugin to manage your device. Don't allow button. Allow button. Settings. Galaxy Watch 4 plugin will be able to read all notifications, including personal information such as contact names and the text of messages you receive. This app will also be able to dismiss notifications or take action.
So I'm going to say yes.
Allow button. Galaxy Watch 4 plugin. Google Terms of Service.
All these are the Google terms, and
Your watch may automatically download and install updates.
so I'm going to go continue at the bottom right corner.
Continue button. Getting your watch ready.
And there it is doing its thing, and I'm waiting for it to get all of that done. And while it's doing that, this is
%D updates available.
it's telling me it's got some updates available. This is the one that has the two buttons. There's one to the left and one to the right, and it's there's no
File transfer.
crown in the middle.
Service.
This
In
getting Google
service.
account info.
Ongoing. Watch these messages, Irby.
Choose your
Is
Google
running.
account.
Tap
All
on
right.
more information.
Unlock to continue setting up your device. Tap to cancel.
So it's asking me to unlock my phone. I'm going to put my fingerprint reader.
Authenticated.
There we
Copy to
go.
your watch. Copying your accounts. Galaxy Watch 4 plugin. Finishing up.
Watch these messages, Irby. Is running. Tap for more information or to stop the app.
So that's the whole idea, is to see if this thing is accessible. I do want to caution here that I think the reason why some people were not getting it accessible or turning on the accessibility is the fact that they probably were not waiting long enough. And I have learned from having used that Fossil Gen 5 and that, one needed to wait. And if you do reset the watch for some reason, you need to wait for 3 minutes after resetting it. In other words, when you hit that reset, you need to wait for 3 minutes in order for it to clean it up and come back to be on the setup screen where you need to put your two fingers down
Setup.
and hold down those two fingers to enable accessibility.
Simulating video
You're all
view.
set.
You're all set. Galaxy Watch 4 plugin. Galaxy Watch 4. Battery 25%.
Starting.
All right. And this is the app on the phone.
SOS.
Navigation door. But search. But learn how to get the most from your watch. Not now.
I'll say not now.
Galaxy Watch 4. Watch faces button.
Take a tour of your watch.
And so on the app itself, you got these things in a row. You got 2 rows. You got
Watch faces button.
watch faces to the left, and then to the right of that,
Apps button.
apps, and then below watch faces on the left, you have
Tiles button.
tiles, and then below the other one on the right,
Quick panel button.
quick panel. And so in other words, you can manage your watch from here.
Tap for more.
And at this point, I believe it's trying to update my stuff. And so, but that is a short demonstration of the Galaxy Watch 4. This is not the LTE version. This is the Wi-Fi version. And so it's not the one that has LTE. During the unboxing of the Galaxy Watch 4, we didn't go too much into some of the features and all of that. And so this part 2 is just basically to take a look at some of the features. In reality, if you are already using a Samsung phone, you will be at home, as this thing is practically using One UI. When you are holding the watch with the buttons facing you, the one on the right hand side is your power/home key. In other words, you use that to turn the phone on, and that's also the home key. So when you're in an app and you want to just go back home, you just simply hit that to go back home. That button also, when it's long pressed, will activate the Bixby service. To the left is the back key, and we'll be looking at these keys and see if we could remap them to do something else. For example, if we want to remap that home key to long press to bring up the power menu instead of activating Bixby. I will now turn the watch on because it's gone to sleep.
6:37 p.m.
Sitting here on the main UI, that's the home page. If I'm going to bring down the quick panel, all I need to do is swipe down with 2 fingers from the very top.
Quick panel. Page 1 of 3.
We are told that there are 3 pages on the home, or rather on the quick panel. So it's the same typical items that you would find in your quick panel. And just in case we want to review those, that would be things like
Bluetooth on. Battery 56%. Bedtime mode. Turn off. Button. Settings. Button.
let's go into the settings and take a look at what we have.
Settings. Settings. Heading. In list.
Opening up the settings, here are the items that we find.
Connections. Notifications. Sounds and vibration. Display. Samsung Health. Advanced features. Battery. Apps. General. Accessibility. Security. Privacy. Location. Account and backup. Software update. Tips and tutorials. About watch.
And that would be the last one. Let's go look into the accessibility, because this is probably one of the most important areas for us as blind people. Now I'll scroll up to go find accessibility, and I'll put 2 fingers in the middle of the watch and scroll down gently to find that accessibility.
Account and backup. Location. Accessibility. Double tap.
There it is.
Accessibility. Accessibility. In list.
When we tap on accessibility, here are the items that we find within that accessibility. And these are
Talkback.
TalkBack,
Tap. Visibility enhancements. Hearing enhancements. Advanced settings.
Advanced settings, and this is a place we need to go to, but let's look at the other stuff before we come back to the advanced settings.
Installed services.
And here would be the place where you'll find other install services. For instance, if you want to install another screen reader, you could actually install another screen reader using ADB, and you will find that in here. I do not have any of that installed, so I'm not going to go in there, because if we go in there, we'll be told there are no install services. Let's keep going.
Advanced settings. Looking for this. Touch sensitivity. In list. Touch.
And that's the last item. Now I'm going to scroll down so I could go find that advanced settings and tap on it, because here we could make fine adjustments to the accessibility, including assigning a gesture or taps to turn off and start TalkBack.
Installed service. Advanced settings. Advanced settings.
I am in advanced settings, and now let's look at what we have.
Vibration watch. Accessibility shortcuts. Heading. 2-finger triple tap. Using one function.
This is the area we need to go in, and here, as you could hear, it says one function has been assigned, and what I had done was to assign the triple tap with 2 fingers to both start and stop TalkBack. I will tap here to go in here and show you the services that are available.
2-finger triple tap. In list.
And here are the items that we have.
Not checked. Check box. Accessibility.
If you check this one, that means if you triple tap, then all the accessibility services are going to show up, and you'll have to pick the one you want. And I do not advise using this one. You want to check particularly the one that talks about your screen reader.
Checked. Check box. TalkBack.
There we go.
Not checked. Check box. Grayscale. Not checked. Check box. Color inversion. Not checked. Check box. Add color filter. Not checked. Check box. Mute all sounds. On any screen, triple tap with 2 fingers to turn on your selected accessibility functions.
In other words, once you check one of these, you could triple tap to start such an accessibility service that you have chosen. I will now go back by hitting the back button, or I will swipe from the edge to go back, but I'll just hit that button.
Advanced settings.
So we are back to the accessibility area where we picked on that advanced settings.
Double tap to activate.
Now let's go back out of here. So we are back in the main system settings. Now the other item that I wanted us to look at here in the system settings is the advanced features. So I'll scroll and find that advanced features and tap on it.
Advanced features. Settings. Advanced features. Heading in list.
We are in the advanced features, and here are the items that I've found within the advanced features.
Water lock off. Water lock off. Bedtime mode off. Theater mode off. SOS. Customize keys.
Customize keys, and this is where we could go in and customize those hardware keys. I will now take you to that and see what these things are.
Customize keys. Heading in list.
And here are the things that we find.
Home key. Heading.
This is the home key, and
Double press. Go to most recent app.
if you double press the home key, it's going to take you to your recent apps. So think of it like your overview button when you long press, or rather when you double press it, like quick taps. Let's see the next item.
Double press. Go to most recent app. Press and hold. Wake Bixby. Double tap to activate.
In other words, if you hold down the power key or the home key, it's going to activate the Bixby service. But I want to change this to where if I hold down that home key, it will activate the power menus, and I could choose to power off the watch. So I'm going to tap here.
Press and hold. Heading in list.
And we have,
Checked. Radio button. Wake Bixby.
and that's by default.
Showing item. Not checked. Radio button. Power off menu. Customize keys. Heading in list.
That's the one I chose.
Home key. Heading. Double press. Go to most recent app. Press and hold. Power off menu. Back key. Heading. Short press. Go to previous screen.
Unfortunately for the back key, and I don't know why Samsung did this, but there's only one function. There's no double press or long pressing of the back key to do some other functions. And I hope that maybe they correct this with some software update. I will now hit the back key. Let's now see what other items we have below this customization of the hardware keys. Below that we have
Gestures. Heading.
we have gestures, and these are the gestures we have.
Answer calls. Off.
So
Showing items
if
10,
I don't
15 of
check
17.
this one, I wouldn't be able to answer calls. I'm going to activate that.
Answer calls. Heading in list. Off. Switch. On. Tutorial. Shake your arm twice, bending at the elbow. Heading.
Ah,
Tutorial. Double tap to activate.
and I'm not going to go into that, so I'm going to go back
Answer calls. On. In list.
and
Double
next,
tap. Dismiss alerts and calls. Off.
and I want to do
Double
that.
tap to act. Dismiss alerts and calls. Heading in list. Off. Switch. On. Tutorial. Rotate your wrist twice to dismiss alarms or decline incoming calls. Heading. Tutorial. Button.
And we'll go back.
Answer calls. On. In dismiss alerts and calls. On. Looking for this. Screen wake up. Button. Read notifications aloud. Button.
You could choose to have it
Tap to activate.
automatically read your notifications aloud. I'm not going to do that. And I'll now go back from here.
Settings.
The next thing of importance that I would like to go to, especially for those of us who are blind, is the ability to change your TTS engine, as I have changed mine from the Samsung TTS to Google Speech Services. I will now take you to where you can go change that TTS engine. For where we can find that changing of the TTS, we will need to go to the general. And so I will now go down toward the bottom, find and tap on General.
Battery. Advanced features. Battery. Apps. General.
Here's the General. We tap here.
Settings. General. Heading. In list.
Upon tapping on General, we need to go find and tap on TTS Engine. But I'll show you what else is found here within the General area.
Touch bezel. On. Text to speech.
That's where we will go to change our text to speech.
Input.
Input.
Tap to activate.
This is where you could change things like your keyboards and things like that.
Date and time. Sync with phone. Disabled. Connect to new phone. Reset.
And you can reset the watch here back to factory defaults. You can also find that reset when you go to the About phone. You can find that reset there as well. And I think there's another place, so 3 places that you can reset the phone from to go back to the system defaults. Let's now scroll back down and go find and tap on that TTS area and show you where you can change your TTS engine.
Connect to new phone. Text to speech. TTS engine settings. In list.
And
Showing
we
items
have
on text to speech. Heading. Preferred engine. Google Speech.
And here's where you can go in and change to Samsung TTS, or if yours was using Samsung TTS and you want to change it to something else like Google TTS, or if you've installed another TTS engine like Eloquence, you go in here and change that. Of course, to the right of that is the engine settings, just like you would have on your phone. So if I move my finger to the right of that or swipe to the right of that, I will hear where it says TTS engine settings.
TTS engine settings.
If you tap here,
Google TTS options. Install voice data. In list.
of course, you can go in here and change the voice variant.
Google TTS voice data. Arabic. In list. Tap to activate.
And so now I'm going to scroll and find English.
Bangla Bank. Chinese China. Chinese Taiwan. French Canada.
Oh, I went too
Double
far.
tap to Filipino Philippines. Estonian Estonia. English United States. English United States voices.
Tapping on English United States or whatever your language is, you're going to see the different voices depending on the region, and you can play the samples just like you would on your regular phone. So for example, if I want to play the sample for voice variant 1,
Voice 1. Double. Play sample text for voice.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
I'm going to scroll up and find something and tap that at random.
Voice 2. Voice 5. Play sample text. This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
And that's the one I'm using.
Voice 8. Not checked. Radio. Play sample text for voice.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
And that's how you go about changing your TTS engine and all of that. I do want to mention here in passing that if you're changing the TTS, at least in my experience, what happened was that when I changed from the Samsung TTS to the Google TTS, it actually did not take effect. I had to unload and reload TalkBack. And since I have chosen to use the triple tap with 2 fingers to both stop and restart TalkBack, I will show you now in conclusion of this continuation of the unboxing that the gesture does work to both stop and start TalkBack.
SOS.
So I will now triple tap with 2 fingers. And that stops TalkBack. Now, the only problem that we have is that unlike what happens on our phone, it says TalkBack stopped or whatever, it doesn't do that with this one. However, when we re-enable it by triple tapping with 2 fingers, it will turn it on and says TalkBack on. So now I'll triple tap with 2 fingers to restart TalkBack. There's the sound of TalkBack.
7.
And that concludes the showing of the features of the Galaxy 4 watch. It's a beautiful watch.
And Austin, there's a funny story about Warren getting his watch, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a very funny story.
So Warren ordered his watch and complained and complained and complained that he didn't arrive. He rang Amazon and abused an Amazon employee. And Austin, where was Warren's watch? Where was it, Austin?
It was, I don't know, somewhere on his desk.
It was in his
Oh my
house,
gosh.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
He abused Amazon. He abused the postal service.
I thought
And
he
it was
going to call the
in
CEO.
his house.
I thought he was going to call the Amazon CEO.
no, actually, so
Yeah, I thought
you
he was
guys,
calling Bezos, and it's in his own house.
you guys, when you have friends and your friends turn on you and embarrass you in front of everybody, I think that's no bueno, man. Absolutely no bueno. So
We're not embarrassing you. We're holding you to account. Friends hold friends to account. If you set goals, and I don't, no, let's reverse this. If I set some goals and I ask you as my friend to hold me to account, I don't want you to say, "Oh, Ed, it's fine," because that's what everything on Facebook, isn't it? Whatever anyone does is fine. Doesn't matter. Everyone's positive. Everyone's right, even when they're wrong. What we are doing as friends is holding your feet to the fire, because that's what friends do. Ain't that right, Cameron Douglas?
For the most part.
Yeah. See?
come on, dog. I thought you were on my side, bro. So
I don't take sides. I take my side.
So
It was in his
here's
house, folks.
What happened was that actually, so these boxes, so there were a couple boxes that were sitting there. One was a keyboard and the other one was from Amazon. And I didn't realize that they were there beside my desk downstairs.
You blind
and
or
so,
something?
I thought I
Jesus
am.
Christ, Warren, open your eyes.
Yeah. Sake.
But the problem is that I have too much stuff on my desk. And I've been saying, yeah, it's time to clean up here. And so this box was sitting there all this while, and my wife's like, "Oh, you've had that there for a while." I said, "Well, I'll be," so I opened it. Oh my gosh!
What Warren's trying
But
to
it
say
came straight
is-
away.
So yeah, what Warren's trying to say is there's going to be a garage sale at his house this coming weekend.
Yeah.
All
So
you can take technology.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I call Amazon and cancel it and all of that. So I'll call them today and say, hey, forget about that. I have it.
Was it not tracked? Like, why didn't they say to you, "It's in your house"?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the oddest thing, though. Usually, every single Amazon order that I have, it sends me a notification saying, "Hey, your whatever has been delivered." I never got that at all, and so that's one perplexing thing that I really can't
See, he's deflecting.
figure out what
If
happened.
Amazon did what they were supposed to do, and it's their fault.
So I don't know. So I'll call them and say, hey, forget about that thing. Put the charge back on. It got here.
Yeah.
It's been sitting here all this time.
Don't you say, Austin, it's Amazon's fault for not notifying rather than Warren taking any responsibility for working out what's in his own house.
Yeah, correct.
Now you're
Yeah.
coming around like friends that I knew that you are.
What we
That
need
might
to
have
do
been
now,
ironic,
what we
potentially.
need to do now is like convince Amazon to implement some of the Indian technology into North America. So we got the drones that'll come into our house and tell us, hey, I've put your package on the counter beside your bananas, and then leave.
Well, it sounds
yeah.
like that's what happened.
But I'll be going after the bananas and I'll forget about the box,
Yeah.
But at least then you know exactly where the box is. Because
Yeah.
Amazon told you it's beside your bananas.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I wouldn't miss it for for the world.
Have you had a word with Mrs. Carr? Presumably it's her fault as well. It wouldn't be your fault, obviously.
Well, it's just we have too many boxes that come into the house, and sometimes I think
But
maybe
like
they're-
someone put it on
my
your
wife's.
desk, presumably. It didn't just walkies. It didn't go
yeah.
lippity lop to your office, did it? And jump and go, Ooh, desk, bang. Someone
Yeah,
put
well,
it there. Was
actually,
that
I
you, or
think
was it Mrs. Carr, or was it a
my
child?
my family does well, when they put all my stuff there. I guess I just wasn't paying attention, so it's absolutely my fault, not
Oh, good.
Amazon's. And then Amazon should have sent me the notifier just like they always have.
Oh, you can't quite accept full responsibility. But I like the way you semi take it on the chin and say it's your fault.
Well,
So
we
Warren
gotta
boy,
share the
good
blame,
boy.
wouldn't
Good
we?
boy.
We
Warren
need to
has
share the
been
blame.
proven guilty. The court is dismissed.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Send him down, as the judge would
I'll
say.
make some confession, do some penance, and it'll all be good.
Indeed.
Yeah.